Hello and welcome. Thank you so much for watching and Happy New Year. I'm so excited and grateful to be able to do this live with you. I hope that you all enjoyed your holiday season with your families and that you are getting ready for having an amazing 2023. I want to hit off this live presentation by sharing with you a quote that I really, really love. It goes something like this. In order for you to have something that you've never had before. You have to become someone that you've never been before. And you must do things and learn things that you've never learned before. This is a quote from Les Brown, someone that I have great admiration for. And I was inspired since this is the first live that I'm going to do this year to share a presentation that I did 5 years ago for a small dental team when I had just recently started working as a consultant, independent consultant myself. The title of the presentation was Building a Strong Personal Foundation. And I wanted to share with that team my 12 rules of personal success. Having been in their shoes before, this was a small team of, I want to say, 4 or 5 people in a dental practice. And so, as I was planning on what I was going to focus on today's live, being that it's the first one of the year, I figured I want to share with my audience, with the people that take the time to listen to my material, what for me has been 12 rules of success, how I've applied those, and how it can hopefully help you and your team members in your office as you are embarking into practice ownership. You could be a dental assistant, you could be a front desk person, you could be the owner of the dental practice. I want everyone to be successful, and success means many different things to many different people, and I want to be respectful of that. For me, it's being able to improve and grow every day and make sure that I have strong relationships around me and that I'm always tapping into the next version of myself. So, 5 years ago, I did this presentation that I'm going to share with you, or that should be being shared. If you're joining me live, please let me know in the comments that you're able to hear me, any questions that you may have. And if you are able to see everything that I'm sharing with you, because I don't want to waste anyone's time and I'm not the best at technology. So, building a strong foundation for 2023, my 12 rules of personal success and development. I want to start off by telling you exactly the reason why I'm doing this. As of next week, January 12th, I am going to start a new venture or a new phase or chapter in my career because I'm going to be teaching a class in a dental school. And 5 years ago, the presentation that I'm sharing with you now is one that I shared for a small team of 4 people. And as of next week, I'm going to be presenting to 150 dental students at a dental school. So, my journey for personal development has been the outcome of what I am about to share with you. So I hope that you enjoy it, you find it useful, and that you stick around to the end. So, if I'm sharing my screen, and please let me know if I am not, I have the first slide here showing building a strong foundation. For those of you who don't know me, again, my name is Marisa Duran. I've been in the dental field for over 20 years, and I started my career in the darkroom of a small dental office. And as I said, right now, I've been able to help over 300 dentists start and grow their first dental practices. I started my career, as I said, and I've worn every dental hat in a dental office. So nothing that goes on in a dental office is news to me. I was a dental assistant, I was a front desk, I was a office manager, regional manager, and now I have my own team, and I am growing and learning as I go myself. What I want to share with you is this map that I put together and I share again 5 years ago to this team. This map is mastery. Everything that you give to someone is a reflection of what you have. You cannot share or give to anyone something that you don't already possess. So, mastering the skills and the understanding and the awareness of how your personal individual development and growth is going to add value not only to you, but those around you. And from the excess value that you add, then you're able to grow and expand and continue on your journey. Autonomy is the next piece. And autonomy basically is taking responsibility for your own success and not blaming others for the things that you do, having the ability to work independently and know that, as I always say, no matter who signs your check, you work for yourself. You could be a dental assistant, again, you could work at the front desk, you could have get paid minimum wage. The role that you're playing today, it's preparing you for the person that you're going to become tomorrow. 5 years ago, when I did this presentation and I shared this material with a small team of 5 people, I had no clue that I was going to be preparing myself to teaching and sharing my knowledge with over 100 dental students, and that I was going to become an adjunct faculty member at a dental university. So, whatever it is that you're doing today, it's preparing you for the person that you're going to be tomorrow. So, this is why, for the first live that I'm creating this year, I wanted to share with you, take you back 5 years ago, and show you what I am working on right now to motivate you and inspire you. Because if I can do this, anyone can do this, but you do need to follow certain rules. And those are the rules that I'm going to be sharing with you. Again, thank you so much, whoever it is watching me. I'm not sure how to view your comments, but give me a thumbs up if you're able to hear me okay. I will appreciate if you did that so that I know that I am not speaking and no one is listening. So, the map that we're going to be sharing with you and the 12 rules for success that I wanted to share with you are: the first one is to dream and dream big. You want to make sure that you do that. This is at a glance what I personally do for myself as I am embarking and as I am working on everything that I've done in my life and what I'm currently working on as a business owner myself. So this is the circle back of all the 12 rules at a glance. And I have the print out here because I can't see this thing. Number one, you need to make sure that you're dreaming big. If you're in America and you are in the place of opportunities, you do not want to not dream big. You want to make sure that that's one of the first things that you do. We live in a country where so much opportunity is at hand. I came from the Dominican Republic and I knew not the language, nothing. Many of my clients are immigrants, people that are like first generation here, or their parents have never opened a business or had a business before. And we're able to do all these things, and it comes with great responsibility. And the first thing you want to do is have solid dreams and dream big. I'm going to share with you this beautiful quote in just a second. Setting goals is one of the things that I taught this group, and I want to share with you today. Working on developing your own confidence, internal and external confidence, tangibles and intangibles, having enthusiasm in everything that you do every time, especially if you're the front desk. This presentation I did for a front desk team, and doing more that you're paid for. It's number 5. Imagination. Number 6. Self-control and focus on dealing with patients, dealing with your families, understanding where you've been and where you're going in your life, and how your past cannot touch your present, and your present is preparing you for the future, leaving things behind and focusing on what's in front of you today to have a better tomorrow. Continuous learning. If you're not learning, you're not growing. And a lot of people, I always tell my clients, if someone is not working on improving themselves, they're not going to come in and improve your business. So these are some of the things that you want to be on the lookout for applying it for yourself, and making sure that if you're creating alignment around the people that you're surrounding yourself with. One rule for me has been taking ownership of my financial awareness, not letting the government determine what kind of income I should earn, or when is the right time for me to buy a house or get a car or save for retirement. So it's an important aspect of running and growing that you do not want to miss. So make sure that you are looking at that as one of my rules. Taking action. I'm a person that takes quick initiative in everything that I do. And for that reason, I have been able to reach certain level of success. And again, success for me is different than for somebody else watching this. It means that I have been able to keep true to my own promises to myself and those around me. So that's what's one thing that it's important. So taking action is extremely one of those 12 rules for me. Having faith, believing that the universe has my back and that everything happens for me and not to me. It's one of those rules that have been true to myself and for my success in life, and that I share with those that are part of my network, my students, the front desks that I train, the dental assistants that are first hires in the offices, the new dentists that reach out to me and they're having so many struggles with their first locations. We are all in this together and we need to set ourselves rules and goals, and we're going to go over those briefly over the next 10 minutes or so. And lastly, taking responsibility and ownership of your life and your future. That's maybe covered in one of the other slides, but these are at a glance my 12 rules of success. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a behind the scenes of how I apply those in my life and some tools and strategies that you can use as part of doing the implementation for these 12 rules, what I do for myself. So, one of the things that you're always going to ask yourself is, again, I did this presentation 5 years ago, and right now to a small group of 4 people. Now I'm going to be speaking to 150 people. And in 10 years from now, I am hoping to speak to thousands of people, right? Where do you see yourself in 5 years from now? This is the beauty of setting goals and having rules for yourself, individual rules. Because again, if you're not working on yourself, everything that you give to others is a reflection of what you already have. Okay. So, the first rule that I discussed with you was dreaming big. And I said this for myself primarily. I always wanted to come to America. So that was my first dream. The second dream was for me to be able to start one day my own business. And I was able to accomplish this because we have to have dreams that are bigger than ourselves. One quote that I love so much from Wayne Dyer says, the problem in the world is the fact that the ocean is a very vast place, but people go to the ocean with a spoon to grab water. Make sure you show up to the world of abundance, right? With at least a bucket, not with a spoon to grab your dreams. So I don't care if you are, again, starting in a position as a level entry position in a small dental practice with just one dentist and one front desk, and you're the first person, and you're comparing yourself to someone that is working in a corporate job or may have benefits or whatever it is. Dream big and make sure that you create goals around your dreams because they will become true. And if you go to the ocean with a spoon, you're not going to be able to take advantage of the vast majority of abundance that is there. So, this is my first rule of personal achievement and success. Dream big, do not limit your dreams. And this is something that I'm always constantly working on. So, the second rule for my personal development and success has been setting goals. A couple of stats that I share with the team that I shared this presentation with 5 years ago had to do with stats on setting goals. And basically, adults, only 3% of adults usually have written goals. And in 2011, I want to say, I bought a journal and I started journaling and saying, hey, I may suffer from Alzheimer's one day. I want to start writing down my experiences and so on and so forth. And I started writing down, like, with more consistency, where I wanted to see myself years down the line. I started to visualize and set goals for myself, financial goals and goals about where I wanted to go on vacation and the things that I wanted to educate myself on and learn. And I have been able to create a book about my life and about the all of the achievements. It's almost like I write things and they become true. And so the stats that I shared with the team that I gave this presentation with, and I am working currently on preparing my presentation for the dental school for next week, has to do with making sure that you are part of that 3% of the population that is writing goals and setting yourself for success, setting yourself apart. Because of the 3% of the population that actually takes the time to write down their goals, they earn 10 times more than those that don't take the time to jot down and set goals for themselves. It's almost like you're waking up, you're coming into your dental practice, and you're going into your personal life and there is no sense of direction of where you're going. And the reason why I'm making this a personal development presentation or live is because we have to put the masks on ourselves first. And in order for us to be part of an organization that is growing, we as a cell need to be performing in harmony and have rules for ourselves in order for us to be able to make any contribution. So setting goals is one of the second rule for success, personal success, that has helped me go from speaking to a small team to just being a one woman consultant to not having a team and being able to help not only one dentist but dentists across the US and beyond. So that's definitely the second rule that I wanted to share with you. Some action plans here I think that I wrote for my team when I did this was how to set goals. And the way that I told the team to do this is, to basically take a piece of paper at the beginning of the year and just write exactly what it is that you want, and create an action plan for what it is that you're going to want to see happen at least this year. So that's basically one of the things that you can do as part of my second rule of personal success. And the third rule of success that I have for you guys, it has to do with confidence. Confidence is a big roadblock for us to overcome or challenge as we are embarking in anything new that we do in our lives. And I always felt that there are two sides of confidence. There is the confidence that is the external confidence, the confidence that you are able to show other people, how people perceive you. And then there is the intangible piece of confidence, which is your self talk, the things that you say to yourself about yourself. And a lot of times, the things that we say to ourselves are not necessarily in alignment with how other people perceive us. So we feel like we're a fraud, or we feel that there is inconsistency in the way that we behave. And so start with giving yourself and building your own confidence if you want to be able to grow and expand and become the next better version of yourself and make a contribution where it justifies you earning more and being able to help your employer or you as the business owner grow as an individual, so that you can lead your team and tell them, hey, this is where the business is going, come join me, I got you, right? So the confidence is a twofold type thing. You need to work on your internal confidence, what you say to yourself about yourself. And then the confidence that is the external is the reflection of what you are currently living in your inner self, how people perceive you. And as part of the training that I'm going to be giving the students next week at the university, I'm putting down together, some of the tangibles in a dental office that you're going to be able to find, that it's a window, like, for how everything else is interconnected in the back end, like the internal operational aspects of the dental practice, how it reflects on the schedule and the communication and everything else. So as an individual, because this is about us as individuals, this is one of the areas that I want you to look at. How you perceive yourself is one of the important things. So two things that I want us to master this year, in order for us to continue on that growth journey that I'm currently working on myself, is managing two things: managing our energy and managing our fears. When we feel that we are afraid of doing something, like before I hit the record button or the go live button here, instead of feeling afraid and limiting myself for actually getting started on what I need to do, I am making it about energy. How am I going to show up and have the energy to make sure that I'm adding value to you? And as a result, then it energizes me and it gives me the courage to continue to push forward, because everything that scares us is going to help us grow. But a lot of times the fear, we harness it and we don't turn it into positive energy, and we get held back. I had a conversation earlier today with a dentist, and it was really sad because we're waiting for certain things to be in the right place in order for us to take the next step and hire the person. We're afraid of hiring someone and not being able to meet their salary expectations. We are afraid of scheduling a patient when our office is not fully, completely set up, or we are waiting to be joining the network with an insurance company, and we're turning patients away because we need to be in the network and we don't have the right verbiage to make sure that we retain the patient in our practice, asking for that referral. It's all scary. It all gives us a sense of fear. But when you're able to turn that fear into positive energy and you're adding value to the person, or to the situation, then there's a certain energy component to it that helps you push through the limitations and move forward. My fourth rule of success is enthusiasm. When I came into my practice, when I started working as a dental assistant, and I was given the opportunity to show up and work at the front desk of a startup practice, and I took that office from like zero to almost $3 million in revenue in a decade. But I showed up with like so much excitement. Enthusiasm basically means being in spirit, being in the present. And I remember the exact words that I shared with the small group at the dental office where I was giving this presentation, was, what happened in the morning before you showed up to work happened. And the people that are waiting for you at home, the traffic, whatever it was that took you to get from where you were to where you are now at the office, it's gone. It's not here. The future is not with you. It didn't happen yet. And the past, the traffic, missing the bus, whatever it was, it's no longer happening. So be present, be in spirit, be of service to the person in front of you at the time when you are doing the particular task, be it on the call with a patient, having a conversation with your colleague about the schedule, or having a conversation with an insurance company, having a conversation with your employer. It doesn't matter. You show up in spirit, meaning in the present moment. That's what enthusiasm means based on that. So let me see what it says here. One of the questions that I posted to the team when I was doing this presentation was how, like, asking yourselves the question always, instead of what am I getting here, ask yourself the question, who am I becoming here? So that's a question that I always ask myself. What's in it for me in terms of my future self? Not what's in it for me in terms of the immediate gratification. I'm going to get a paycheck, go to the store. Maybe I can apply for another job because that job is going to pay me a little bit more. So I'm going to be able to afford certain more things. I remember when I was working in my dental office, I was working as a cashier, and then I got the job as a dental assistant. And someone in my family said to me, why don't you just, you're able to get so many more hours at the supermarket as a cashier. Why would you want to not have the hours so you can have the income? But this position as a dental assistant was different and challenging. And something in my gut was telling me, if you stick here, I'm going to become something better here. And so I made the call and the decision between getting more hours for a little more pay, or getting more knowledge and more exposure to something new, working for a new dentist that was a startup, was fresh out of dental school, and didn't have the money or the hours to offer me when I was starting out. So if you're someone in that situation right now, and I've been in all of these situations, think of yourselves as not what you're currently getting, but what are you becoming? If it's challenging for you, then you're in the right place. So that is my fourth rule of success, or fifth, I don't know. Another one that is huge for me has always doing more than I am paid to do. That is one of the things that I always encourage my team to do with our clients. Go the extra mile. Going the extra mile for someone is going to pay back over and over and over again. And you do not want to miss out an opportunity to give more than you're asked for. So two things that I always tell myself, my mantras are always, no matter who signs you check, you work for yourself, and always give more than you're asked to do, because you're able to gain people's trust. And whenever you make a mistake, people are able to forgive you and let it slide, only because they know that you truly care about their overall better, you're in it for them as much as you can. Courage, I think we covered that previously. Overcoming your fears and the things that you're concerned about. Imagination, always imagining yourself being that person that is going to have good verbal skills, and the way that you conduct yourself with your body language and eye contact and all these things. And I'm really excited because we just finished doing the what do you call it, I just finished the production of my body language course, and I think that it's going to be really impactful for some of my front desk and my students. So I'm really excited about that. Be on the lookout for that. I really need to put my team together to make sure that I launch all of the programs and things that I have been working on behind the scenes. But it's very important that you have good, external confidence, that you exude that as you are growing. You don't want to be seen as someone that is incompetent, someone that is insecure. That confidence is there, having courage to develop yourself. And I think I went too fast on this last slide. Focus. That's one of my rules. Never stop learning. I think we covered that one before. I think my slides are a little bit all over the place. Huh. And this brings me back to the initial quote that I shared with you, that in order to achieve something that you've never achieved before, you have to become someone that you've never been before. And you must do things that you've never done, that you've never learned before. And so I'm about to venture and start something that I've never done before, which is to teach at a dental school. I recently, 5 years ago, I decided to venture out of my job and start working as a consultant. Now I have a team, and I help a lot of dentists, a lot of newly hired front desks, dental assistants, who are in some way having the same questions that I had about my position, the income limitations, the financial awareness, and all these things that I wish I had before. Now we have so many resources, and the doctors are so much more inclined into getting help, which is an amazing thing compared to how it was for me, at least a couple of years ago. But I think that it's extremely important that you create these rules for yourself. Financial awareness. This is one that I enjoy sharing with the team, because I basically explain to them how to, no matter what your income level is. And one of the things that we do for the office is, when we go and we do trainings, is the cash flow game, which is like an educational game, board game, that I purchase and I share. And when I come to do any in office trainings, I make sure I take everyone from the team to play this game with us, because the level of financial awareness that we gain, and we don't learn this in our families. I'm Hispanic. My mother has a very poor relationship with money. It's part of my upbringing. All this, the financial limitations, they don't teach you that in school. So you have to take the responsibility of having a financial plan for yourself. I started working and my salary was $5.25 an hour as a clinical dental assistant. But by applying all of the rules that I'm sharing with you in this presentation, I have been able to achieve good financial awareness that has allowed me to purchase homes, that has allowed me to be able to move to a decent neighborhood where I can put things for my kids. I have been able to purchase assets and land back at home and do investments and do things. But I started making $5.25 per hour when I started my career working in a dental office. So you start where you need to be to learn the lessons that you need to learn in order for you to get to every grade in life. You don't go from first grade to eighth grade. You have to go through second and third and fourth and fifth, but you need to first gain that awareness and have a willingness to learn, as I shared in one of the rules. This is basically some stats that I picked from a book that I enjoyed reading very much. I think it's called The Cash Flow Quadrant by Kawasaki, or I forgot his name, but the Rich Dad Poor Guy, Poor Dad Guy. It's the author of this book, and I really enjoyed it very much. So this is one of the things that I shared with my small team as one of my rules for success to build a strong foundation as an individual, is to gain your financial awareness. And lastly, you want to take responsibility for your life and for your future, and continue to evolve as a human being. Understand that everything that you do affects you, or either slows you down or helps you improve first before you can add any value or you can harm anyone else, right? Everything that you do starts, it's a reflection of what you currently have. And it is your responsibility to make sure that you develop yourself so that you can give enough value that from that S6 value, you're able to be profitable and successful in your personal life. We are all little cells and we're part of a bigger picture. And when we go into an organization, and that organization, it's kind of like the full engine. We're one cell, and we have to be one that is working in harmony, that is working in alignment with the ultimate goal of that organization. And you need to be constantly working and developing your own self and your own skills before you can add value to anybody else. So these are my 12 rules of personal success to build a strong foundation. This is again the presentation that I shared 5 years ago to a small dental office. And since then, I've been able to achieve a lot of success in my career, and success I call that I have been able to live up to every dream that I set myself, every goal that I set myself. And now I am going into so many offices and I'm seeing people struggling with the same questions that I had. And I want to empower everyone in a dental office, from the owner to the clinical dental assistant, to really take full understanding and create that map for themselves. Mastery, autonomy, and purpose. Purpose is the one that is going to help you really navigate where you're going and create that action plan to make sure that you get there sooner, faster. And I just basically to wrap up and leave you with some last thoughts. um, the way that we're going to grow is by first putting the masks on ourselves. The economy and things are not going to be better. It's going to be always challenging, but success is always finding planning. It's where opportunity and planning meet. If you're always planning for personal growth and development, you're going to meet opportunities, and those opportunities is going to turn into a successful story for you at the end. This is true for me because as I'm choosing this presentation again, I started it, I gave it to a small team. Now I'm preparing a presentation for a team in this. It's just, it's hard for me to even express how exciting and how touching it is for me to be able to be in this position to share that kind of success story. But I know that is true for myself, and it could be true for you as well. So I'm really hoping that you find this live today useful and helpful. And I wish you all the success in 2023 and beyond 2023. I hope you're able to apply these 12 rules. If you want a copy of a presentation or any of my checklist and things on how I do certain stuff, by all means, just let me know in the comments and I'll be happy to share with you this worksheet of like a yearly goal planning thing that I put together that has helped me and I try to stick to and implement. But I share also with my students, and I can share it with anybody who's watching that is interested in gaining access to it. Happy 2023. I hope you guys are enjoying yourselves. And thank you so much for everything that you do. I see someone said here, I want a copy. I will try to my best to make sure that someone in my team gets it to you, right? Send me a message on Messenger so that I can put you in contact, so that I can share it with you, just because I'm unable to see who you are. But thank you so much for watching till the end. Again, thank you. I'll see you next week. And we're going to start talking about like hammering how to get our offices up and running this year. So this year is all about, this live is about personal development, but now we're going to take that to the next level and really hit the ground running for 2023 with strategies and tips and tools for you guys to take your dental practices to the next level this year. Until next week, bye-bye.